Welcome to Andes Pacifico, and this is a special one. This is all about line choice in different sections out there on each individual stage. Take a look at this one. Look how gnarly this is, man. Break, yeah, man! Come on, boy! I came through here just now, and you're rushing down these peaks, down this single track, super rough. Your arms are burning up. Then you're introduced to this, and the finish is just at the bottom of this. Line choice. I just wanted to get down, really. There's so many rocks here to catch you out. If you just go too slow, your front wheel just stop and just spit you over the bars and into this rough section. See, when it goes wrong, it's wrong. It's so hard to get started again. You have to keep going. Right, we're gonna start to see some Chileans come through and some local riders and some of the pros that ride in the EWS and have taken part in this event before. We're gonna see what their line choice is gonna be like. So horrible. Watching people go down is... So we're going to split this bit of trail into two sections, the pinball section and then the switchback section at the end. And then we're going to see who went the fastest overall. So in this split, there's a few different lines that people were taking. We had the outside line, the pinball to outside line, and the pinball straight through the rocks. None of these lines were super easy, but the outside line was less direct, but it kind of made you set up pretty well for those switchbacks to come. Here you can see Roman Polan posting the fastest time on an outside line. Not being so direct, but being the smoothest into the next section. Right, line 2. It's a little bit more risky because you're switching lines from one to another, but this is going to help you carry speed into that next split. Also set you up wide so you can get into those tight switchbacks at the bottom. So out of all these riders, Pedro Burns, the event winner overall, was the fastest on that line. Right, the third line is the pinball one. It's the most obvious one and it's a straight line. It's the shortest one to the corner. It's a little bit rough and it does set you up a little bit awkward into that turn, but you can lay off the brakes a little bit and you can use those rocks to slow yourself down. And the fastest rider through this section was Chilean rider Fernando Recalmi. Also, he was the fastest in our speed trap challenge. So when Neil came through, he was a little bit tentative. He was a bit on the brakes, he's a bit not sure of what was to come, but he did put in a good speed of 5.44 seconds, which I thought was pretty cool and smooth. Here you can see the fastest riders on 3 different lines. Fernando on the first line, and then you got second place with Roman on the outside, and you got Pedro Burns coming in third. Okay, the inside to outside line was the most direct line into it, but it was the slowest of the two, only because the first corner was off camber and super loose, so people were going through there a lot slower. The fastest person on this line was Roman Polan. Right, line 2, outside to outside, definitely the safest option out of the 2 lines, giving you a bit more support and a little bit more smoothness through this section to carry your speed down the trail. Now the fastest guy through here was Felipe Aguto with a 4.07 seconds, and then just behind was Windmasters with 0.3 of a second. And then with Neil coming through with this nice, safe and smooth ride, he came in with 5.04 seconds. Here you can see the fastest riders on both lines. The fastest 3 riders through this section of trail, which was pretty gnarly to navigate. There was a number of different line choices throughout. Felipe got first with an 8.3 seconds, with Win on second, and then Pedro Burns, event winner, got third. But what he did was he went through the pinball and then cut right out onto the outside and then went outside to outside, whereas the others just went straight through the middle of the pinball and then went outside, which was pretty gnarly. Neil's line choice 3 was exactly like Win and Felipe, but he came in with a 10.48 seconds. We asked Windmasters how he picks certain race lines in a section of trail when he's racing blind.
Second stage today was that last rock section. I kind of probably rested a bit before it, so I knew that I could attack it a bit. But remembered kind of from the EWS last year that you needed to stay high, but then I went a little bit too square into the turn and kind of had to hop the back end around to get around, but it worked out pretty well, I thought, for a first time approach.
There's only small margins between 8 seconds and 10 seconds, but when a stage is 5 minutes to 15 minutes, every second counts in situations like this when it comes to line choice. You want to shave off as much time as possible so you can win an event just like this one. So there you go, that's line choice from Andes Pacifico. When it comes to a section like that, you want to put down a fast time, but the consequences are high and the margins of going off track are pretty high. You don't want to do that. You just want to get through as fast as can with the least mistakes possible. Right, hopefully you enjoyed this, and this is giving you a little bit more of insight of how racers do look at a piece of trail blind just like that one. If you want to see more rad content from us that we've done at Andes Pacifico or out there in Chile, don't forget to hit the globe to subscribe because you're missing out some rad stuff. Also, if you want to see the fastest dudes at Andes Pacifico, where I went out with a speed gun, click just over here. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like if you love this sort of content, and I'll see you at the next one. See ya!